Have you ever told a student to get his head out of the clouds? Well, I'm going to show you something today that will make you want him to have his head in the clouds. Word clouds, that is. A word cloud is an image composed of words. The size of each word shows its importance. Today I'm going to show you a Web 2.0 tool that is free to use and a superbly easy way to produce a word cloud that your students will love to make, I promise. A word cloud can be used for many different purposes. Some of my favorites are to use them as activating strategies, as a vocabulary support, a classifying technique, and even as something as simple as a get-to-know-you activity. There are several word cloud programs, but the one I like the best is Tagul. I already have a Tagul account, so I can just click on it and start. You'll have to create an account for yourself. Your students can create an account for themselves too. This page shows some neat word clouds that can be created through the Tagul program. Let's get started. On this screen, you can see the word clouds that I have created. I'm going to click on Cloud 2. It's loading, and as you can see, it'll take a little bit. This cloud was created with the students as an example for them to follow for a social studies assignment on the Civil War. As you can see, the words that we deemed the most important when talking about the March to the Sea are in a larger font. We changed the color on some of the words. Let's go ahead and make our own. In order to make our word cloud, we'll have to go back one page to this familiar looking page and create a new word cloud. For our purposes today, let's make a word cloud about word clouds. I'd like to put the text in first, so on the left-hand side, I will type in some words that I think pertain to word clouds. So I'll type in word cloud, 21st century ed tech, highlight, illustrate, activate, outline, classify. For my word cloud today, I think that word cloud and the 21st century ed tech are my key concepts, so I'm going to blow up the size so it will be impossible to miss them. Under size, I'm going to change them from 1 to 4. The other words are supporting words, so I'm just going to keep them a 1. I could enlarge them though, I'm sure our students would. At this point I could change the color, the angle, the font, but I'm going to keep the color and angle random even though our students wouldn't. I want to change the font, but we'll do that in another step. Let's go down to shapes. There are several shapes to pick from. You can even import an image of your own, and Tagul will create a word cloud corresponding to that. I'm going to choose a cloud since, well, we're working on a word cloud about word clouds, of course. So, chose that. Next, we'll look at font. There are just fun fonts that you can choose from. I'm quite taken with bubblegum, so I like bubblegum. I have to go back up. Unfortunately, there's no select all button, and I'm going to have to make all of these bubblegum. I'll do that real quickly so that you get the idea of what to do with this. With the fonts done, we'll drop down to layout. There are several layouts to choose from, but again, I'm not going to worry about those, and I'll let the computer randomly choose that for me. Colors and animation are the next step. For this assignment, I want random colors. There are different options below, but for school, the only one I'd like to mention here is background color. If the students are printing their word cloud, keep the background color white to save on ink. However, if they're embedding their word cloud into a blog, the background color can easily be changed with that button. The last button is download and share. The top 3 choices are ones that our students potentially could use. The first one is for the visibility of the word cloud. They will determine if it will be public or private. Then the share button is pretty self-explanatory. If the students have a social networking page, they undoubtedly will want to put their word cloud on the page to show off their good work. If they choose to download the word cloud into a blog, they are only able to choose the SQ ping because the other choices are high definition, are only available if you choose to pay to use the site. I don't choose to pay. Well, it's time to see what our word cloud looks like. I'll click on Visualize to get it started. It takes a couple of seconds. And then, ta-da! There's our word cloud. There are some buttons below the word cloud. You can actually purchase a product with your word cloud printed on it. There are t-shirts, mugs, etc. Beside that, you have the option to print. Underneath, you can save your changes, make a copy, or just get rid of it by pressing the X. I'm going to save my changes. That concludes your Tagul demonstration for today. Thank you very much for listening.